Hi everyone, welcome to World of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is the Tier 9 popular German heavy tank, the E75. This is a double shot of German E75 action, and the first game is being driven by Killa Lian from RNG clan. He loves his E75, have a look at it. It's a beautiful tank. I almost wish I kept it before I moved on to the E100. But anyway, he's on Erlenberg. And normally when I'm on Erlenberg starting south, I'll go east. But in this case, and you're going to see a bit of action in this one, he's going to go west. And what's he going to do when he gets there? He's going to kill enemy tanks. That's what he's going to do. He's got a little bit of backup. The T95's coming to help, as is the IS3. T29 looks like he's going to snipe from the middle, and the 1375, he's going to complain. Without giving too much away, the 1375 is going to... The 1375 not doing a bad job lighting up those enemy tanks. And Killa Lian puts a blind shot towards where they were spotted, but there's not really much to aim at there, but he might as well do something while he's driving. And he's 1357, I should say. 1357, the grand final, another grand final tank, or one of the promotional tanks Wargaming had for a while. He's lighting those tanks up quite well. A good presence in Killa Lian's side, going up the east and really dominating that eastern flank. Shoots towards the E50 but doesn't do any damage, and lucky enough to bounce a shot from the E50. E75 is pretty well armoured. It can bounce shots. It's already bounced 2 shots. It's a bit of an unusual position, I must say, for a heavy tank to go to on this hill, but he definitely does his job in this replay. No idea where that shot went. That would have been a beautiful shot into the side of the 112, which I think it's a premium Chinese tank. Tries another shot to try and get the kill, but no damage on the scoreboard as yet. But artillery does its job and takes out the Chinese tank. Again, no idea where that shot on the KV-13 went. I think there's some ruins there. Probably hit the ruins of the buildings that the KV-13 was hiding behind. Again, unclear where that last shot went, but don't worry, you'll do some damage soon. There's his first shot of damage, 341 hit points into the Tier 7 Russian medium tank, who's probably a little bit out of position there. He's going to be in trouble, but look, it's not wrong for the enemy side to do what they're doing. That's a good place to go. Bounces the low, or the Luva, the German premium tank, and he's trying to get a shot onto the top of that T28 prototype, and he does. Gets another shot in. So he's only done 674 damage here, but his team are winning 2-0. And the blow gives him his side, and Killa Lian punishes him for it, putting a big, powerful German shell straight into the side. He's looking for a shot on that big Japanese Type 4 heavy. And he finds it. He finds the shot. 339 hit points of damage, and bringing his total damage up to 1356. Now he's spotted a lot of the enemy tanks. He's got some help with the IS3, the T54 and the T95. He's using this ridgeline for a little bit of cover. Pretty well armoured and pretty well angled, that Type 4 heavy. That's why that last shot didn't go through. As Killa Lian's side takes its first casualty, losing the Tier 8 T54 Mod 1, the premium medium tank from Russia. Now, he's blocked a fair bit of damage. Unfortunate that in the replay system with Wargaming the damage block doesn't come up like it normally does when you're in game. And he's searching for a shot in the E50, and he does. He gets it. Brings the E50 down to 650 odd hit points, which will dent his confidence a bit. And now he's waiting to reload. Bounces another shot into the Type 4 heavy, but he's stopping the enemy from advancing, and that's the important thing. Looking at the mini-map, the other tanks in the Killa Lian's side have comprehensively won the other flank, and so Killa Lian doing exactly the right thing and stopping these enemy tanks from advancing. any further than they are, and he's basically making sure that they're stuck in that ditch, which is where they're all going, and then he's just going to take some opportunistic shots. Still struggling to pen that Type 4 heavy though, but it is a big, strong, heavily armoured heavy tank. Just kicks back for a minute. Types a quick message into the chat, letting the other side know to hurry up, because he probably doesn't know how long he can hold these tanks up for. Puts another shot into the T-54, and he'll bounce all day from this position. He's in a good. He's not giving the enemy tanks too much of his tank to aim at, and he's bouncing more shots than he's taking damage on. So he's like they might be shooting him, but they're not really putting any damage into it. Now you can see that his teammates have crossed the water, or most of them have, and they're pushing, but they're losing tanks at the same time. Killer Alien doing the job and staying alive. Unlucky not to kill that Ferdinand. It looked like he had the back of the Ferdinand to shoot at, but he was just unspotted and sort of disappeared from view. Puts a shot into the Tiger 1. Did take some damage from the Tiger 1 because the Tiger 1 had his rear, and he rather than wanted to try and minimise the damage to his tank. If he can get rid of this Tiger 1, it's only a Tier 7. Tier 7 against a Tier 9. Tier 7, the Tiger 1's going to really struggle to penetrate the E75, because the E75 is one of the most heavily, well, not the most heavily armoured Tier 9 in the game, but it's definitely up there. Takes him down to 400 hit points. The IS-3, I think it was, puts a shot into him, and then Killer Alien picks up his first kill, getting rid of the Tier 7 German tank, but he did get taken down to 462 hit points of damage. Finally gets another shot into the Type 4 heavy. French light tank, I've got no idea why he's just charged this heavy tank. He's probably getting sick of hanging around, but Killer Alien picks up his second kill, does exactly the right thing, gets rid of the Type 4 heavy, and sitting back looking at that E50, just misses that tank. He's being a little bit conservative here because he is only on 462 hit points. Takes out Dead Rabbits, my old mate from MI6 clan, in his T54 lightweight. Picking up his third kill. Blind shots towards where the T50 was, and he's using the new mechanics in the game, which tells him where the shots are coming from. Searching for a shot on the side of it, and gets him. Takes the T50 out, and it's just about all over. In this game, he's picked up 4 kills, 4,212 hit points of damage, and now he's looking for that enemy Arty, which looks like it's just fired, as well as the T54, the Tier 9 Russian medium tank, who's still got most of his health. Obviously the T54 wasn't pushing too far forward, and it looks like Mr. Sun from EMP was pretty wrong in what he put in the chat, telling everyone they were hopeless, because it's a pretty comfortable win in the end. It's looking like a comfortable win in the end. Doesn't have a shot from where he is. They've both gone down near the water. We all know what Arty drivers are like when they're near water. The T54 kills the other E75, and Arty kills the Arty. And now it's just a case of stacks on the T54. He's on 936 hit points, and Killer Alien would desperately love to get 1 or 2 shots into him. The auto aims at him. It looks like this replay is quite old. It was before the fair play policy came in, where you weren't allowed to auto aim from such a distance, using auto aim plus. And as he comes around the corner, puts another shot into him, doesn't get the kill. The kill gets stolen by the Tier 7 French tank, and not a bad result at all. It's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for Killer Alien from RNG clan. Duelist, fire for effect and shell proof. He picked up the cool-headed for surviving at least 10 ricocheting and non-penetrating shots in a row from enemy players, and of course the steel wall for bouncing all that damage. And we'll see that. Look at all those tanks that he damaged, killed, and also spotted. Comprehensively got the top score. Only just got beaten on damage by the other E75, but I guess that all that damage bounced 5,600 hit points of block damage for holding up the lemming train, which is exactly how he's described this replay, and stopping the enemy from really advancing down that western front. Made a little bit of profit. I think he must have fired some premium ammunition in that game. That's why he only made that much, 1,700 credits at the end. And there were quite a lot of shots that he missed. He fired 34 shots, 24 hits, so he missed 10 shots, and then of course 7 of those shots that he hit didn't do any damage, so that probably cost him a little bit. And I didn't really pay attention to how much premium ammunition he fired, but I'm guessing it might have been a little bit because he didn't make a great deal of credits. As we have a look at the second game in this double shot of action from World of Tanks with stewiejp, the E75. It's by our old mate Subjugation. Subjugation's platooned up with his old mate Hell Fury from ELCN clan, and Hell Fury's driving his Tier 9 Waffenträger Aufpanzer 4, the Tier 9 tank destroyer. Now, Subjugation is a regular contributor to this channel, and he also got Killer Alien to send me that other replay. And he's on the new map of Paris. And he's top tier, almost top tier. There's 4 Tier 10 tanks on each side, so it needs to be mindful of that. And he's on a mission. Damage blocked by armour must be at least triple the hit points of your vehicle. So his hit points are 1920. So if he blocks close enough to 6,000, or a little bit under 6,000 hit points of damage, he'll win. He'll get the mission. So he's got some eyes down the middle. He's probably hoping that baby Batchat, the Batchat 25T AP, pokes around that corner. Of course, when this Batchat sees these guys, he might run, because you've got the Tier 10 Batchat up there, getting very aggressive, doing some good spotting. That Batchat's lit up all these tanks, and possibly this one as well. And the SU-12254's going forward. And this is just a case of waiting and seeing what happens here. A little bit of a slow start. They're up by a tank already. They got rid of the baby Batchat. And you can see a lot of enemy heavy tanks down the southeast corner. In fact, I think it's all of the enemy heavy tanks are on the southeast corner. Of course, there's only 3 of them, but there's also the T55 down there, and something else has been spotted down there as well. So it's a little bit of a stalemate here, and the Subjugation slowly moves forward. Is he going to probably thinking about trying to support his team through this corridor, or even this one? He needs to make sure he doesn't get flanked by all these medium tanks that are up here. Quite a lot of medium tanks on the enemy side. Of course, 2 of them have already been killed, the baby Batchat and the ones Tier 8 and 9. So Subjugation moving up to try and support the Tier 9 Russian tank destroyer. He gets tracked and ammo racked. Doesn't fix his ammo rack straight away. Well, he can't. He's already used it to fix his track. I bet he's regretting that at this stage of the game. But he only took a little bit of damage. Only took 300 odd hit points of damage. 325 by the looks of it. So he's aiming down towards where those heavy tanks are. Of course, the E75, even in a Tier 10 battle, it can hold its own. I've been in a fight against an E100 and beaten the E100 in the E75, and it's a very handy tank, the E75. If you angle properly, you'll be able to bounce lots of damage, and that's probably why he's chosen this tank, to try and win this particular mission. A little bit of a slow start. Now, he's been spotted, and looks like he's probably trying to get to the flank of where he is, where's Subjugation here on the map. These guys can't shoot him because this big building's in the way. He's probably trying to get around this side to shoot these tank destroyers and medium tanks that are sort of camping this area and allow his Batchat and these other tanks to move forward. He knows he can't really shoot too much, but he can do a bit of spotting, and he can also go for his mission. There's another bounce shot, 560 hit points of damage and he's bounced from the Waffentrager up pads before. Sai, I guess is how you would pronounce his name. And he's just waiting for the painfully slow reload as his ammo rack has been damaged. So Hell Fury's coming to help, and they're probably thinking if these guys can flank here, then these guys should be able to move forward. Let's hope they do. We all know what players can be like at World of Tanks. You don't know what they're thinking, even if they look good. You know, they're not always as good as they may look. Searching for a shot on the STB, the big tier 10 Japanese medium tank. Now it looks like their tanks are moving towards Subjugation and Hell Fury, so it would be a perfect time for these guys to move forward. Let's hope they do. Otherwise, I think this could be a pretty short replay. Now it looks like the grill's poked out as well. So these guys really should be moving up to this corner, because it looks like the majority of the enemy tanks are down here and they can't shoot them from there. Subjugation gets a shot into the STB. It also bounces a shot from the Type 61, the Tier 9, and again bounces from the STB and the Type 61 again, and unfortunately Hell Fury gets taken out in the process. So Subjugation's on his own here. He's using his angling of his tank to try to bait some shots and hopefully encourage the other tanks to move forward. Puts another damaging shot into the Waffentrager, taking him down to a one shot, and the Type 61 decides to go full YOLO. Shoots him, but only tracks him, and he also bounces one shot from the Batchat, but he doesn't bounce the second shot, but he does bounce the third. Hell Fury obviously a little bit frustrated, so he's putting it all out in the chat, but I reckon at this point of the game, this is probably the point of the game where Subjugation's saying, hang on, I've just bounced a shot from a grill, and then the other SU-12254 takes the grill out of the game. But he did take a bit of damage there, even though he's blocking damage like there's no tomorrow. He's down to 97 hit points, so he really needs to be careful here. These guys, I don't know what they're waiting for. They're winning 11-6. What are these knuckleheads doing? They really need to move forward. Yes, the Batchat was killed. He was probably killed moving forward, thinking that these guys would move forward as well. But it's I don't know what these guys are doing. That's a terrible play. They really should be looking at the minimap, having a good crack at these. Then again, these guys could be low health. We don't know. We can't see. No, they're not. They're all full health, apart from the low. At least the T-54's getting into a position where he can at least spot, and then waiting for the E-100, the T-34 and the SU-12254 to move forward to help Subjugation, which is exactly what they're doing. These guys are doing an awesome job. They've cleared this corner and they're coming up towards the main fight as Subjugation keeps bouncing. He's only done 2,000 hit points of damage, but you'll be thinking, gee, I reckon I'm pretty close to this mission, but I haven't got the health to move forward and risk bouncing more shots, because what's the secondary condition? The secondary condition is to win and survive the battle, so he probably wants to make sure he gets that as well. Has he bounced 6,000 hit points of damage? I don't know. Now these other guys are moving forward now. He's been spotted again. He takes out the Skoda T50, the Tier 10 autoloader, the Tier 10 Czech autoloader, but in the end, a comfortable win, 15-6, despite the terrible gameplay from some of the other players. But have a look at the post-game battle results. Only a second-class mastery badge, because he didn't do a massive amount of damage. But remember, Subjugation is on a mission to bounce as much as he can. Shellproof, having the total damage blocked by the armour exceed the hit points of your vehicle. That's a good sign. Fire for effect, for doing more damage than the hit points of your vehicle. Spartan, for surviving so many shots. And of course, the steel wall. Looking at the second page of the post-game battle results. He ended up getting third score. The E100 had a massive game, 4,736 hit points of damage and 3 kills. Subjugation, 2,500 damage. And look at that, block damage, 6,770 hit points of block damage. He probably knew that in game, but we didn't know that while we were watching the replay. And an awesome game by High five, 215 in the SU12254, getting top score, and of course the STB1. But all these tanks that low didn't even move, I don't think. Well, he did move, he didn't do any damage though. And these tanks, I think they really should have moved forward. But they won anyway, and they won pretty comprehensively in the end. And in the end, he got his mission, 6,770 hit points of block damage for subjugation, and he'll be well on the way of getting that shiny new reward tank as part of Water Tank's personal missions. An awesome game from Subjugation and also from Killa Lian, both from RNG Clan in their E75. The Tier 9 big German heavy tanks which can bounce so much damage. What an awesome game. Thanks for the replay, fellas. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care and see you all next time.